Tuba Euphonium classes. So what we're going to do in this video is talk about how to oil your valves and how to grease your slides, okay? So I have euphonium over here. The euphonium and tuba valves are going to be very similar, so you don't have to stress out about how do I do that, because they're very similar, okay? So you have your 4 valves for euphonium. Tubas in class, you have 3 valves, obviously, but we have valve 1, 2, 3, 4. Whenever you're oiling your valves, it's really a good idea to start with just one valve at a time. Okay, you don't want to pull out all of your valves because you might mix them up. The valves are labeled with the number of each one on there, but you don't want to pull them all out at the same time because it's hard to find that number. Okay, so I'm going to pull out this first valve. I have the first valve pulled out, and I'm going to show y'all what the valve looks like. Okay, so you see the valve has all of these different holes on it, right? The reason there are these holes on here is because that's what the air is traveling through when you press the valve down. So it's really important that, like I said, you don't mix them up because then the holes will be facing different directions. Okay? On your valve, you also have this part right here. Do y'all see that little white cap part? That's called the valve guide. The valve guide is really good for helping the valve move up and down the valve. And when you put your valve in, this part has to be facing a certain direction or the valve actually won't go down. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is just how do I oil my valves. Okay, so what I'm going to do is clean this valve off. I have my paper towel. I'm going to wipe the valve completely dry to get rid of any gunk that might be on the valve. Okay, once you've wiped the valve completely dry, what you're going to do is put some valve oil on it. You're going to put valve oil on the silver part. Okay, and what you're going to do is put a little bit of oil, but you're going to turn the valve as you do that. So I got my oil going, and I'm turning the valve, and I've gotten it all around the valve. Then what you're going to do is pick up your instrument again. Got the instrument right here. Going to put the valve back in. Once the valve is in, you have to turn this part right here. Turn this part until the valve actually finds where it's supposed to go. Right? And you'll see that this valve is now moving a lot better because I put some oil on there. Right? And there you go. So that's how you oil your valves. And we'll go ahead and oil all of our valves today. So if you have 3 valves, you oil 3 valves. If you have 4 valves, you oil 4 valves. Okay? Happy oiling. See you later. All right. So in the last video, we talked about how to oil your valves. In this video, we're going to talk about how to grease your slides. Okay? Greasing your slides is pretty easy. We're just going to talk through how you get it done. Okay? So every valve has a corresponding slide. Like this is my first valve over here, there's a slide. Second valve, there's a slide. Third valve, there's a slide. The fourth valve on this euphonium has actually 2 slides. There's one on the front and one on the back, okay? So whenever you're greasing a slide, what you want to do is first press the valve down and pull the slide out, okay? And you'll see that this one was kind of stuck, right? It's a little hard to move that one. Going to set the instrument down, and this is actually why we oil our valve, we grease our valves, so that we make sure that they're not stuck, right? So what you're going to do is take your paper towel, you're going to wipe down the valve and get all of the excess dirt that might have been on it, or like any old grease that was there. And then you're going to take a little bit of slide grease, and you're going to put the grease on the ends of the valve, or the slide in this case. Slide, not valve. So now once you have that part done, what you're going to do is go back to the instrument, and you're going to move the slide up and down wherever it goes, just so you can spread the slide grease around. All right? And once you've done that, the slide should be pretty easy to move. And you can see like this one just moves just like normal. It's like butter. Okay? And there you go. I forgot to press the valve down. And whenever you forget to press the valve down, it'll make this air sound. So what you have to do is just remember to press the valve down to be able to move the slide. And you'll see this slide, I don't have to fight it as much. It just moves, okay? So happy practicing, happy slide greasing, and I'll see you later. Bye.